Addison Boston. I'm the Chief of Ramp Operation, also known as the Ramp Manager. I would like to take the time to thank each and one of you for attending this ceremony. Each and every one of you that's here today is officially the blessing of Winners facility. We thank you for coming. This new facility displays the hard work and dedication from all of Winners staff previously and after the passing of Hurricane Irma. Good management, great vision, and excellent staff performance. Work dedication all result in success. So I want to thank each and every one of Winners staff for all of the hard work that was displayed. With no further delay, I would like to call on Mr. Stuart Johnson for a brief speech. Thank you.
On behalf of the government of St. Martin, I am pleased to be here and also wish to extend my apologies to my colleagues, the Honorable Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, for not being able to attend, as the Prime Minister is off island on a work visit and the Deputy Prime Minister is currently now in the House of Parliament representing the Ministry of Justice for an urgent parliamentary meeting in that regard. But both of them and the Council of Ministers by extension extends their best wishes to Winia, the management, staff, and of course the board for this afternoon's program. If you have ever attended the opening ceremony of a new building or an inauguration, then you know the welcome speech gets all the attention. And everyone else needs to hurry up and say what they have to say so we can move on to the snacks, the drinks, and chatter with good friends. I will attempt to do just that. Some of the most successful business persons and great minds on St. Martin came together in 1961 to establish the airline and give us what today is fittingly considered our national airline. I'm sure that you will be proud today to see what we have done with their investment, as indeed their pride continues. Many of you come to this office for the first time, and while I'm sure you're impressed with the transformation of the old structure on the same footprint in a new customer-friendly facility with ample parking, I think you will all agree with me that the new building bears a resemblance of the strength and character of St. Martin people, who have in less than 2 years transformed this severely devastated island into the beauty it was. Opening the Winia office with a celebration such as this is, in my mind, a grand and fitting gesture. I believe many of you here this afternoon saw the old office and how that served the community of St. Martin for so many years, brought to rubble by the Category +5 hurricane that devastated our island. This is just one of the many images that are found etched in our minds from September 6, 2017, and will be forever in our minds. Despite the devastation Winia faced, they quickly opened up an office in Phillipsburg, and within days their planes were flying through the skies. Through determination and with a commitment of hard-working employees, Winia has shown that great things can be achieved from disasters. When you drive around today and around the corner, the image that destroyed the building is being wiped away. And within Winia's new state-of-the-art facility, a hurricane-resistant building stands proud. It is for that reason, if no other, that I am delighted to join you this afternoon to celebrate the opening of your new office. But make no mistake that this is just not a building. Winia is the pride and joy of St. Martin. It is the focus that has been and continues to be in the form of connection of our people from around the globe with excellent service from highly trained staff and skilled pilots. Today, Winia stands as a beacon of hope in the Caribbean aviation industry. While other airlines struggle to meet the demand of their clients and staff, Winia, under the leadership of Mr. Cleaver and his team of seasoned professionals in the industry, continues to expand its outreach in the Northeastern Caribbean. Islands such as Tortola, St. Kitts, St. Eustatius, St. Bart's, Santo Domingo, San Juan, Saba, Nevis, Haiti, Guadeloupe, Dominica, Curacao, Borneo, Aruba, and Antigua. Look forward to the blue and white stripes flying through the skies.
It's been said that behind every door, possibility awaits. How much possibility depends on which door you open first. Every day, we help our customers discover the possibilities in their lives. It all starts with a conversation. Scotiabank. Discover what's possible.
GEBE has been faithfully serving the communities of St. Martin, powering your home and our economy. Come rain or shine, our qualified team of professionals are working hard 24 hours a day to provide you and your family with safe, reliable electricity and water. We use the latest technologies and test our products daily to maintain the highest international standards. Our friendly staff is always there to assist you, whether in person, over the phone, or online. We are committed to constantly improving our products and services, making them more efficient, effective, and environmentally friendly to serve you better today and our next generation of clients tomorrow. GEBE, powering a brighter future.
Our friend Megawati is here with tips to save you energy. 1. Turn your airco temperature up. 2. Use a ceiling fan instead. 3. Buy energy-saving products. Save some green with NVGEBE.
Smart is a great point of convening for not only St. Martin, both Dutch and French, but also the neighboring islands, for us to showcase our hospitality and tourism industry in this particular neighborhood of the Caribbean. And very important for us to bring international attention from buyers from around the world who are specialists in selling Caribbean travel.
Coming from the Caribbean Hotel Tourism Association, what specifically were you looking to see of the production Smart?
What we were looking to do in the planning phase and really strategically building the programming for Smart was to collaborate with the Hotel Association here, with Ruth Meyer, who did a hell of a job of putting this together this year, and making sure that the programming was on point, but more importantly that we were connecting with the right people and attracting and inviting key stakeholders in Caribbean tourism, and not just in the region, but also those who sell the region from international points of sale.
Mark, I'm sure you have been to so many different shows or trade shows in the Caribbean region. We recently had one in Puerto Rico. This seems to not exist since the Pastor Hurricane, the hurricane back in 2017. St. Martin is back up and running again. Take into consideration the fact that we have seen so many different trade shows. Where would you rate Smart?
Where would I rate Smart? I mean, right now it's first on the list because it represents so much revitalization, so much of a re-energizing, so much of a reinvention of the product, of the destination, of the people, a testament to the resilience of the people here and how the infrastructure has been rebuilt, the culture has been rebuilt, and we're ready for the world, we're ready to accept the world. So for me, Smart was a milestone moment, not just for Dutch and French St. Martin, but for the neighboring islands that we've had here and the affected destinations from the hurricanes of 2017. And it's really time to put those behind us, and Smart was a great testament to being able to do that.
Some people still reserve as to whether or not they should come down to the Caribbean. Some going as far as saying the Caribbean is not quite ready to welcome us following the passage of the hurricanes back in 2017. I'm sure you have heard a lot of this as well.
We've heard this for the last year and a half. So it really points to a lack of awareness and understanding of the vast expanse of the million square miles of Caribbean Sea that we represent and all the destinations that it touches and how far away they are from one and another. But I can tell you today that we represent 33 destinations in the Caribbean and the surrounding areas, and all 33 of them are open and ready for business with open arms ready for the world.
Is this your first time to Smart?
This is not, no. First time in a long time. Not first time.
Is it your intention to at least bring the message to your members encourage them and encourage them to be part of SMART next year?
Absolutely. Well, we encourage, for the most part, is collaboration from private and public sectors, collaboration and coming together of the hospitality and tourism industry, whether it's private or public sector. We encourage membership not only in the St. Martin Hotel Association, both Dutch and French sides, but also membership in the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, because we're stronger together. Alone, we're one destination at a time. Together, we're 33, and we speak English and Spanish and French and Dutch. We have U.S. territories, we have mountains, we have coastlines, we have rainforests, we have desert, and 1 million square miles of Caribbean sea.
Hey ma, how you doing? You busy?
I hear, just paying some bills, taking care of business, you know what it is?
I know, you're doing your online banking.
I don't have to stand in those long lines to pay bills. I can transfer when I want. I can check my account wherever. It's like the bank open 24/7. I even here checking the statement right now as we're talking. How's Miami?
Well, that's why I'm calling. I'm finishing up a few songs now, but I'm afraid that studio time might be more than I thought. And I was wondering if I could get some help with some funds, and I could pay you back as soon as I get back to St. Martin.
Let me check my account. How much you need?
I think 500 should be enough.
I can transfer it to you while online. Direct from me to you. No problem.
Great. Thank you so much, Ma. I'll get online with Viv now.
Alright, darling. You know who you're for?
I need to know who you're for.
Contact Wib today for your complete personal online banking experience. Available for all mobile devices. The Wynwood Islands Bank, now your online banking partner in progress.
Who you for?
I think we need to reduce this subsidy because I don't see the legal basis properly being defined here. And it's very concerning for me, Madam Chair, because I know we have a minister here who has campaigned on integrity, on transparency, on doing things the right way. This does not seem like you're doing things the right way at all. And people could call it political all they want, but Madam Chair, I am going to talk about what's happening right now. I am a member of Parliament as of April last year, so my duty has been sworn from that day forward to look at what's happening. And the way this is being done and adding more stipulations, it seems like the minister learned from the Dutch, because we have here all kind of additional conditions being added to the subsidy, Madam Chair, that have nothing to do with the requirement to receive a subsidy. For example, it states here, het schoolbestuur dient per school een school safety and emergency plan te ontwikkelen. Madam Chair, we were here in Parliament talking about the importance of keeping our schools safe. I don't think any member of Parliament would say that that is not a desire. But Madam Chair, to attach that condition to a subsidy, what is the legal basis for that? You have no authority to hold up someone's subsidy because they can't implement a school safety plan that you yourself stood in Parliament here and said it's unrealistic to implement something so soon. But the schools are being told, hey,
implement my school safety plan because, you know, my MP brought a motion and I want to make him look good. So I want to make sure that the schools do what they have to do. You know, let them do the work for me. But without, at the same time, you're telling them to implement more regulations and more measures, but then you've cut their subsidy. So my question is, if the minister is adding the requirement to include this school safety plan as per, you know, all these regulations that he put there, this is point O of the ministerial kicking to St. Martin Academy, where's the money going to come from? Did you supplement them and say, you know what, we're going to add some extra funding for you to be able to live up to the unrealistic motion? Let's do it like that then. But let's not put the onus on a school that's already hurting, that's already short in terms of its funds. This is what we're going to do. Madam Chair, there are a number of things here. I'm not going to go over all of them because the minister knows very well what I'm talking about. These items from G straight down to P are not requirements in the subsidy ordinance or any legislation that I have found that says you have to adhere to this in order to receive subsidy. That's unacceptable. What next? Huh? Are we going to tell the schools, you know what, you have to build a sports stadium in order to get subsidy? What next? Where does it stop? That is why the law was created in such a way, Madam Chair, and why in Parliament I say so many times, I am not comfortable when laws come to Parliament and say, met ministeriële beschikking, door ministeriële regeling. In other words, through a minister's decision or a ministerial decree, the minister could do X, Y, Z. Because this is the type of thing that happens with ministers. When you give them this type of power, these are the type of decisions that are done. It's unacceptable. Madam Chair, the subsidy ordinance is clear. All the regulations are clear of what the requirements are for schools. They have to submit their financials, they have to submit reports, and all of those questions are good. And if they're not doing it, then they're wrong. And they need to step it up and they have to abide by the law. But that does not allow ministers to now overstep their bounds and go in all kinds of other directions that is not legally allowed. Madam Chair, I need clarity on this immediately.
Madam Chair, getting down to the meat of the matter, I would like to know, can the minister provide a copy of the lump sum each school board receives? The lump sum in terms of the subsidy each school board receive. Also, Madam Chair, I would like to get a review, a breakdown of what the lump sum entails. What the lump sum entails. What are those provisions? Also, I would like it to be broken down in terms of high schools and also including division public education. Because the information reaching the general public via the media surrounds subsidy, surrounds finances, surrounds laying off of teachers, surrounds schools in general not being able to function properly because of subsidy. This is the reason why I want to get an idea of what this is all about. With that being said, Madam Chair, Minister, are you aware of the different types of systems being offered by each school board, namely the high schools? And when I make mention the systems, I'm talking about in terms of the educational system end exam. For example, we have the MPC, the Dutch system, as well as the CCSLC, Caribbean Certificate of Secondary Level, which is mandated by CXC, the British system. So, two different types of systems. Also, Sundial, the Dutch system, Mac High, CCSLC, and CSEC, both mandated by CXC, the British system. Academy Academic, CSEC from Forms 1 to Form 5, and CAPE Form 6, which is like 2 years after Form 5, which is considered sort of a equivalent to an associate diploma. Both mandated by CXC. St. Dominic High School, CSEC from Forms 1 to Form 5, mandated by CXC. And also they have the IB program. We have the Charlotte Brookston Academy, CSEC from Forms 1 to Form 5, mandated by CXC. It's a reason why I am calling out the different equivalents, because if you realize, most of them are the same. Most of them are the same.
Hello, St. Martin. My name is Jose Helaga and I play basketball. I have organized basketball events in St. Martin. Sport matters to me because it makes everybody come together in unity. So I challenge the businesses community to step up for sports and help us rebuild and repair our facility. I'm also asking the community to nominate local businesses in your area to take on the challenge and step up for sport because sports matter. Check out the Department of Sports SXM Facebook page for more information. Hashtag Sport Matter, hashtag Are You In?
Of VSR, so that's with representatives of the Department of Public Health, with the cabinet members, and with myself. We met with the board and with the director of the Mental Health Foundation. The purpose of the meeting was to discuss a number of structural issues. Of course, finances is always a discussion in every agenda point. So discussing the finances, the approval process for permitting of specialists, the Mental Health Foundation's concern in particular about a worldwide shortage on psychiatrists and the challenges it presents to them in terms of being able to source the psychiatrists that they need to service the community, as well as a plan on updating the mental health plan, the National Mental Health Plan, which was actually from 2014 to 2018. So I would term the meeting to be extremely constructive, very open, very candid. There were a number of outcomes out of that meeting. Number one, as we discussed the finances, it's good to point out, and this was already covered in the media, that the SNV and the Mental Health Foundation recently executed an agreement where, number one, they will make sure that all arrears are paid up to date, and also they have an agreement for the next 2 years. And so one of the issues mental health mentioned in the past is that they had this annual negotiations, and the negotiations took some time. So I'm very happy to hear that there's a 2-year agreement which gives them some stability. So I think that from the financial perspective, there's clarity in terms of how the foundation can move forward. We agreed that we would establish a committee similar to the Health Tripartite Committee that's in place. This was what was put in place to really guide the development of the hospital and cooperation between the hospital, the ministry, and SNV in terms of how we're moving forward with the development of our healthcare sector, focused on the hospital, of course. And I think that committee structure has worked extremely well. And I think a similar structure focused on mental health or psychosocial development in our community, I think would also be beneficial. So we agreed that we would establish a committee, number one, with a couple of topics to update our mental health plan, developing an overall strategic framework, reviewing legislation related to mental health and psychosocial care. And this would also include the issues surrounding the development of a new mental health care facility. As you know, we recently submitted to the steering committee a proposal for a facility, and as it ties into the broader strategy for psychosocial care in St. Martin. The idea is that the committee would have a number of representatives from the mental health care providers, as well as the insurance company, of course, representation from the Ministry of VSA, as well as representation from Justice. As we know, there are some issues that overlap with other ministries, and we felt that a representative from Justice would be helpful in that committee structure. Another committee that we're forming is a committee to review the process of the approval for medical specialists. You know, this is a complaint or a concern that we hear from all types of healthcare providers, the process around the permitting for specialists. Again, we've stressed that we are obliged to follow the law, you know, that we have obligations, legal obligations, and quality care of the specialists' obligations. We need to ensure that the people are coming that are capable and qualified to provide the services that the country needs. That said, we also do recognize that, as is the case very often with government, the process can be bureaucratic and can take some time, and in our healthcare sector, we need to find ways, as with others as well, how do we streamline the process? So we have a committee that we're in the process of forming. We're in the process of hiring a legislative writer to help with the committee in terms of, from a legal perspective, what can be done on the short term, medium, and long term in terms of making the process fit the needs of the community, but as well the realities of St. Martin. And the third point that we agreed on is improving the communication. I think that, as is often the case, a lot of times when things, when you look at the relationships between people, almost always the first thing you need to address is making sure that there's a proper communication between the different entities. And so, you know, we reviewed some of the discussions that have gone in the past, and we reviewed, you know, where some of the bottlenecks in terms of communications have happened and how we can streamline that process. So I'm very pleased with the discussions that we had yesterday.